All right, absolutely, and good morning to you. Thank you so much for staying with us. My good name is Brian Sankwa. Now, in our conversation right about now, we're delving into matters, wellness and mindfulness, the way your brain works and dealing with stress levels amidst all the chaos that happen in the world. How do you stay sane and still be able to pick up? It's everything that's happening all around you without, losing yourself, that and much more. And I'm going to be engaging Craig Bruce. He's the founder of Evolve Group and plus many other things he's done, and he's also an author, an incredible book that I already have right here. Alongside Jim Paul, he's a brain scientist, so to say, and also the CEO of Newcom. Great to have you here, guys.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Karibuni sana. Karibu means welcome.
Asante.
Asante. Ah, nice. You guys are quick learners. Now let's get into our conversation. When it comes to, let's say, envisioning, and I'm going to start off with you, Craig, envisioning to be the best leader, there's things that I believe you have to, let's say, go through, maybe a bit of training session, cues and whatnot. If you were to punctuate this conversation to, let's say, a Kenyan who is, going through, let's say, they're facing all kinds of chaos, but they still want to be their absolute best. How would you package this to them in a way that it helps them to pivot from the chaos happening within their environments and still be their absolute best?
I think there are three sets of skills or competencies that the leader of the future are really going to need to incorporate into their playbook. Mm-hmm. First, it's about self-awareness and consciousness. Okay. It's about getting very clear who you want to be and how you want to show up as a leader and get very intentional. It's about identifying what's important to you, your values.
Right.
So it's about consciousness and self-awareness.
Right.
Second, it's about self-regulation and well-being. It's about understanding the brain. It's about understanding the body. It's about understanding that how you react and not to react and when to react.
Yeah.
And it's also about taking care of yourself, because what the science tells us and what the experience tells us is that if you don't lead yourself first, you can't lead others. Yeah.
So self-leadership.
And then third, absolutely self-leadership. And then third, it's about authenticity and connection and community. So it's about being authentic. The younger generation around the world, regardless of the country, is requiring more authenticity from their leaders.
Absolutely.
A leader today, the world is so complex, a leader today cannot expect to have the answer for every situation.
Every question, yeah.
And so we have to reach out to our teams and make decisions.
Absolutely. And also when you look at what's happening even geopolitically, there's an upsurge of young people, say, a revolution of young people are saying, we don't want you to just make policies and decisions up there. Let it be collaborative in a sense that you're including our voices and also, our input into it. So how can a leader who's already up there come down to the level of, maybe for lack of a better word, the subject or the people they're leading, so that it becomes a collaborative effort other than you're up there, you're the boss, and I'm down here, you're subject. It looks like there's a disconnect between policymakers and now the people that, the policies are implemented to.
This may be an oversimplification, but it's begun to ask questions.
Yeah.
It's begun to ask questions that involve the more junior leaders.
Absolutely.
That may be an oversimplification, but start there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to throw it to you, Jim. The way our brain works, somebody was saying the brain is a canvas, it's malleable. And when we are young, we are told, you can easily switch from, if you wanted to be a doctor, you can still be a singer and whatnot, just because your brain is a canvas. Anyways, I like to think of it as an elastic, rubber band. It can be stretched and, morphed into different shapes and sizes, depending on how you understand it. But then when you put that into a leadership, say, frame, we are used to the culture of being super performative. We want results, but still, we are going through mental health issues. He's mentioned about mental regulation. I believe that could lead to mental and emotional dysregulation. So how do we strike a balance between, living your normal life, you're stressed, and then you're still working it out, but still at your absolute best?
Sakwa, I would say, as a neuroscience company, that we as a human species are in crisis. And I think it'd be difficult for anyone to argue against this one fact. The human race appears to be in a race to erase the human race. We have geopolitical challenges, we have environmental challenges, we have food supply challenges, we have internet challenges, we have dopamine coming from our phones challenges, we have environmental toxin challenges. We're in crisis. At some point, someone has to say, stop, pause, let me do some self-reflection, let me do some self-care, let me hit the pause button so that I can balance my nervous system, and let me get back to decent health. In this space of the world, there's 8.4 billion people, there's 55 million Kenyans.
Yeah.
One thing that is a fact, which I really appreciate, your brain is made up of the same parts as Craig's brain. Craig's brain has the same parts of my brain. So we think that our experience is unique to us, which creates a problem because we isolate, we get scared, we go down rabbit holes where we get depressed, where we think nobody understands me.
Yeah.
It couldn't be further from the truth. Our brain, like the stress response, for example, you're a leader, you're an infant, you're a young man who wants to become a leader. The stressors coming into their brain are unique to them. The stress response, as soon as it gets into your brain, is identical to every human being. So the message that we are bringing to the world is, stop. What exactly is so important about your to-do list today that's more important than your health, your nervous system, your sleep? Because when we take a second to create a mindful practice, now the art of mindfulness is really the practice of mindlessness. Stop the chaos, stop the 7 conversations in my head, stop the distraction, stop the triggers where I'm all over the place. Breathe, relax, sleep well, and then guess what? You take decisions as a leader or a subject or a kid, or it doesn't matter. You take it from a place of good thinking, positive thinking, optimism. You don't take it from fear, guarding stuff, not wanting to change. In the circuitry of the human brain, as we evolve, we get more structured, like scar tissue happens in our brain. So the older we get, I'm 56 years old, I'm less malleable. I don't have the neuroplasticity as you do, or the neuroplasticity of a younger kid. I can't learn a new language right now, even if I try.
You can try at least
the
with
Swahili I
lessons.
learned is Jumba, Jambo,
Asante.
Asante Sana,
And
Kiribus,
Sawa.
and Hakuna Matata. And I feel good about
Kuna
that.
Matata is a buzzword.
So the key here is simple. Find a way to manage your stress, or else stress will manage you. You will not perform well. You will not feel well. You will not live well.
And is it okay to, because we hear stories, people say, I feel I'm depressed, and others say, I'm stressed. So how do you decipher between real stress and just, maybe you're going through a situation, you need money. In our country right here, we say, unahitaji pesa kwa M-Pesa. Somebody needs to send you money in your M-Pesa so that you feel happy, because there's people, they're very excited when they have money, when things are going on well for them. So is it okay to self-diagnose and say, I feel depressed, and yes, it could be true, or maybe you need to seek help? So what would be advice to, let's say, such a demographic of people that, sometimes it could be true or not? Would you advise them to seek help? Or just pause and listen?
It is okay to be self-aware, to know that you're having an anxious day, a depressed day. I need someone to deliver me money from M-Pesa, make me feel good, make me, put food in my belly. All of that is okay. What's not okay is not doing anything about it. What's not okay is reaching for drugs and alcohol, which aren't solving the problem. Drinking tonight because my belly isn't full and I'm under stress is not solving anything for tomorrow. That is not okay. Running to the doctor for a diagnosis is not necessary. Doing the simple, basic human elements of nutrition, community, and interaction, right? Surrounding yourself with people that you respect and love. Sleep and exercise. This isn't magic. This isn't a mystery. It's every day. It's a great day. You're alive.
Absolutely.
You are alive every day. So there's a consistency to it. There's a patience to it. But please, give yourself the liberty. You're going to have good days and bad days. That's the
I
way
think
life
that's
is.
what's usually the missing part. People just believe it's supposed to be perfect and good results, but there's bad days, there's good days.
Yeah.
There's your lucky days, there's your not lucky day. And I'm coming to you, Craig, in just a bit. So what would be, I'd say, your message to Kenyans? Because I also understand you've written a book and then you have your website, and it's an app actually, the Newcom app. So if Kenyans were to visit there, maybe what are some of the self-help hacks that will help them realign themselves to?
We have a lot to
trajectory?
unpack for Kenyans. We are here on a mission to serve you, 55 million of you, and to liberate you from stress. That sounds pretty good. I'd be pretty interested in that. We're a 35-year-old neuroscience company. We have figured out the only patented solution to stress. This used to be a $6,000 FDA Class 3 medical device used in medicine to replace general anesthesia for operations. To date, we've done over 2,600,000 surgeries replacing general anesthesia, with people in a hospital wearing an eye mask and a headphone and listening to our science. This is not music by itself. Music cannot change your state. It cannot put you in a state where a surgeon can operate on you. We use math and physics, all patented, all complex. We put music on top of it. We use your ears to present your brain with a signal, and much like a radio dial or a thermostat, all we do is regulate the frequency of your brainwave. When you're stressed out, your brainwave's going too fast. Well, how would you like not to have to sit and breathe and try to meditate? How would you like to put a headphone on and an eye mask, select rescue on our app, and within 4 minutes, we have you in the same state of a meditating monk?
Okay.
How would you like that? I would like that.
That's
I'm pretty
therapeutic.
sure the people of Kenya would like that. We have rescue and recovery. We have deep sleep for bedtime. We have focus for your studies, and we have ignite for your energy.
Yeah, maybe you can take us through how the app helps you to do that, and then we're going to get to Craig in a bit.
It's very simple. It's color-coded, and it's really easy names. Like, what do you think deep sleep might be for? Perhaps sleep. Maybe.
I love deep sleep.
Focus is for focus. When you click into it, it'll tell you what you need. So here, you'll see there's a headphone. So with focus, you put a headphone on, and you actually work. You do studying, you do writing, you do house chores. For rescue, which is the key therapy for solving your stress, you will see 2 icons. One is an eye mask and one is a headphone. You cannot relax, restore, meditate, sleep with your eyes open. There's too much stimulation coming through your eyes. So with an eye mask on and a headphone, literally within 4 minutes, the math and the physics modulate your frequency and hold you in a meditative state. So everything we've created, 35 years of patented neuroscience, $51 million for us to create this. We took a complex medical device, we put it into a mobile app so that people could do this with ease and literally change their life by taking care of stress, taking care of sleep, and being a better human.
Absolutely. Let me move to Craig. You'll tell us where the app is available, if it's either on App Store or Play Store. But for you, Craig, I want us to maybe, if you can paint for us a picture, for example, a person who has the vision of leading, I don't know, the Fortune 500, those, you'd say, could be part of your dream to be, wanting to associate yourself or being at such a level. But right in the, African scene, for any young leader or who has a vision of actually heading there, what would be, let's say, the pragmatic hacks or skills that you'd advise them to use, or maybe a trajectory that you'd literally show them to take?
Yeah. First, I'd like to say we're all leaders. One of my mentors said to me once, and it's a double negative in English, you cannot not have influence. Let me say that again. You cannot not have influence. So we, as human beings, are all leaders.
Okay.
Right? But from someone who is aspiring to be a leader, it's to get very clear about who you want to be and how you want to show up. It's about what you stand for. It's about the values. So it's to get very clear about that.
You've interacted with high-performing leaders, I'd say, from CEOs to the who's and who's in the industry. Maybe what would you say you picked from them that could also help people right here in Africa to pivot in their lives?
Yeah, I think what I have found most frequently is that it is truly about authenticity and connection and community. We know that the people you hang around with are actually who you end up being like.
Yeah.
So it's to begin to associate yourself with the people who you want to, it's your community.
Yeah, there's a place where you had told me as a leader, you don't have the answers to every question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when somebody makes a mistake, you're high performing up there with the rankings and the ratings. What is the first step you take that can maybe clear the destroyed image or the dented personality?
The first step, acknowledge it. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
The second step, and share that, right? Share that with your manager, share that with your boss.
Right.
Second step is figure out a plan of what you need to do to actually correct that mistake and understand the implications of that mistake. And then third, don't beat yourself up.
Absolutely. And I want you to shortly talk about your book in just a minute. I love this part where it says, if you can't shake that feeling that success is an empty destination, Craig Bruce is leading the charge for a new kind of revolution. What does it mean that if you can't shake that feeling that success is an empty destination? Because everybody wants to be successful.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be successful.
You know, for years I was leading this life where I was a global consultant and I was flying around the world, and what I discovered at some point is I was living, but I wasn't alive. And so all of these achievements were really empty because I wasn't truly living.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is it's not about working less, because high performers don't want to work less. It's about living more.
Incredible. Lastly, before you, then you can tell us where we can get this book. What would be your word to Kenyans? Because you said you're leaving 17th of October.
Yes.
You're going back to the States. Yeah. What is your word to Kenyans who will get to watch this conversation?
My words to Kenyans who are listening to this is, you are the leaders of the future. You have the ability to impact not only locally, your country, but the world. And it starts with the decisions you make today.
Absolutely. The book, where can it be found? Yours?
The book can be found, you can find it on Amazon. You can also go to thecraigbruce.com, and you can find the book there.
Yeah, you can either purchase the e-version of it, or like me, I'm lucky here to have the physical sign. Thank you, Bruce. Jim, beg your pardon.
Yes, sir.
Where can they get the book shortly?
Okay, let me wrap this up really quickly. This is our third trip to Kenya. I love being in Kenya. We're part of the Kenya Keynote Tour, and David Fagan and Isabel at Top Talent Agency, with their heartfelt leadership, orchestrate incredible trips here. We're here to serve. We've been on a mission of service for 35 years as a neuroscience company, and we're here to act, not just share with you our words. So NewCalm used to be a $6,000 FDA-regulated Class 3 medical device, exclusively available only to the elite military, Department of Defense in the US, the FBI, pilots, professional athletes, celebrities, doctors, and cancer patients. But it's no longer the case. It is now available in mobile app, monthly subscriptions, annual subscriptions, 50 cents a day, $1 a day, $1.67 a day.
Yeah.
But that's not good enough. We really want to help the Kenyan community, the youth, to achieve their ambition, and they deserve it. So if you go to www.newcalm.com/love, L-O-V-E, hyphen Kenya, there's a gift for you. This gift is in the form of 1 year complimentary subscription of NewCalm, which is a mobile app.
Yeah.
$600 value.
Yeah.
All you need is a headphone and a mobile app, and we will manage your
Absolutely.
stress.
We are pressed of time. So it's available as well. The app is available on Play Store and App Store.
Google
they
Play
can get
Store
it
and the
on
App Store.
Okay, thank you so much. Craig Bruce, Evolve Group, alongside Jim Paul, brain scientist and CEO NewCalm. You definitely know where to find all these details. And plus, check us out on our social media. You'll definitely get the previous conversations as well at Brand Circle 101. Thank you so much for watching.